the people who are doing really advanced things, what they're really doing is they're doing the basics really, really well. And so I'm going to teach you guys today a few basic principles when it comes to utilizing your CRM, whether it's Follow Up Boss, whether it's Lead Connector, whatever you're using, some basic principles that you can use. And what I'm going to teach you can be translated into other CRMs. Okay. So my promise every time is that you're going to know more than you knew coming into the call, and you're going to know exactly how to apply it that same day. Okay. So if I don't fulfill on that promise, please hold me accountable. Okay. Do I have you guys' commitment?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So let's dive into specifically. Let me share my screen here. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
I'm going to share this instead. I'll do this. Perfect. Okay. Now, this is your CRM. There are many like it, but this one is yours. Okay. When you guys log into your dashboard, I'm going to give you a few basics here. Okay. Number one, this is your dashboard. This is where you're going to see a lot of tasks assigned to your either to you or your team. Your dashboard might look a little different than this. You can actually change this. You can edit, you can add widgets if you want to, and you can update, make all sorts of different dashboard connections here. If you want to see the amount of appointments that have been booked in the last 30 days, if you want a pie chart or a donut chart or a line chart or a bar chart on where people are at in their pipeline stage, you can customize this. It's a lot of fancy stuff you do here. But the thing I'm going to focus on today is the marketing, the automations, and the sites. Okay. This is something that I almost never bring up during onboarding because for a lot of people, it kind of goes way over them. Marketing is where you're going to have your social planner. You're going to have the ability to write and send out emails. You're going to have the ability to create snippets. And for those who do not know what a snippet is who's been in the business for a long enough time that you happen to copy and paste your own text messages. Like you go to a past conversation that you had 2 weeks ago, and then you copy it, and then you just swap out the names. And so this is what a snippet is. That's exactly what it is. And when you're in conversation with the lead, you can find this not only in the app, but also when you're having conversations. So let me pull up a contact and show you an example. So I can, if I wanted to, let's see. You see right here where is it at? Oh, there it is. Right down at the bottom, all the way at the bottom where it says insert snippet. So again, snippet is just a piece of text that I have to copy and paste all the time. So notice as soon as I clicked on it, immediately the text was there. Okay, so if I'm constantly having to say the same thing over and over again or repeating myself, you can create your own snippets. And what do we always have to do when we have to copy and paste? We have to update the first name, right? Well, custom values, and this is, you guys will learn more about this. Custom values, which is right down here. Okay. Custom values is how people personalize emails or personalize text. So have you ever gotten an email that said, "Hey, Hope," or "Hey, James," "Hey, Andres," and you're like, how does it know my first name? Well, this is what they do. They click on contact, and then they click on first name. And some of you guys have probably seen stuff like this before. You know what I'm talking about. This is what a custom value is. Okay. A good way to remember, a good rule of thumb, A custom value is specific to the contact. Okay. So contact first name. If I send out this text message, even though it says contact first name right here, as soon as I send this text message, it's going to have their name right where that value is. All right. So that's a snippet. Now, guys, I'm moving along fast because I want to cover a lot of stuff. But if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat. If you guys want me to expand on any specific topic, please let me know. Unmute. This time is yours.
I was going to add, Sean, Heather, if anyone has a question or want to dive more in specific and need help in getting this set up, let us know. You can book a call with Heather or myself and we can help you.
Disappear there. Hey, Andres, could you actually put that in the chat? To book a call if someone wants to book a call with you?
Yeah. And on the communities, they have the option to book a call with Heather or myself there.
Cool. All right. So to wrap this up for marketing, you have trigger links, which is a little advanced, but if you want to measure, so like Hope, I know you have a seminar coming up, you're putting on an event. Let's just say I want to know, okay, yeah, 20% of people opened my email, but I want to know how many people clicked on it. Because if they clicked on it, then that means not only did they read my email, but they saw my message was worthy enough to take action. And so if I wanted to call on the 57 people that clicked on the link, not all 57 opted in. Maybe out of 57, 6 of them opted in. So maybe I want to call 51 people, and the trigger links lets you do that. Okay. Just follow the prompts, just add a link, and it's as simple as that. You name it. So, it's going to be buy our seminar. And then you put your link there, the link that you want them to go to. And if they click on it, the system will tell you. You can obviously analyze, but there's nothing here. Affiliate manager, you guys aren't really going to play around with that much. Brand boards, this is for if you guys are creating websites or social media content. This makes it super easy for you to apply your colors and your fonts in your marketing materials. So you don't have to repeat the same, hex code, repeat the same font over and over again. So this is super helpful. And then you see over here, brand voice. Now, brand voice, this is for AI. All right. So all throughout here, you're going to see little buttons that say, AI, giving you the option to create text, use their AI. When you create a brand voice, what it does is it allows you to not have to repeat yourself every time that you want to create something using AI. All right. What do I mean by that? I don't have to provide a context. I'm a real estate agent who's been in the business for 17 years in Dallas, Texas, and my wife is a loan officer, and I'm also a Marine Corps veteran, and all those things. I don't have to give it context every single time. Okay. And when you create your brand voice, it's got questions like your target audience, your customers' pain points, your brand values, your brand promise. What does your brand do? And if some of you guys are thinking like, oh my gosh, this is a bunch of questions that I've never asked myself or in my business, you could, let's see, copy this entire page and go to ChatGPT. And I'm going to say, I am a realtor in San Diego. name is John Doe. I need your help answering this for my AI. Need short answers. I just copied and pasted that. And guys, I'm kind of showing you, I'm a lazy guy. So I like letting you guys in on some of the things. I'm like, okay, I don't want to fill in all those things. Let me get at least halfway there using some tools and technology. Okay. So that's brand voice. All right. We'll see what that comes up, what that does for us here in a second. You also have your ads manager. Now, for most of you, your ads manager is not connected because we did things on the back end. But if you wanted, you could technically integrate and connect your ad account inside of the marketing center here. And then prospecting, this isn't totally relevant for you guys because you are more B2C, business to consumer. But for anyone who's recruiting, this is a really good tool. All that it does is it finds agents, finds loan officers who would most likely receive value from your offer if your offer was this technology. So we covered marketing. I'm moving fast. Any questions about marketing? I just talked about the social planner, which we covered a couple weeks ago, but is really straightforward. You follow the prompts and you can connect Google, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest. We talked about emails, where you can find them, where you can build them. We talked about snippets. What are snippets and how you don't have to repeat yourself. Copy and pasting all the time. Any questions on marketing? I'm moving very fast, and if I don't have any questions, I'm going to get very suspicious.
Hey, Sean, I'll admit, I'm one of those guys that used to copy and paste it, but I need something to do, man. I need something to do while I'm letting the phones ring. So I got about 60 seconds to minute and a half of time to do something, and that occupies my time. Sometimes I create new ones, sometimes I switch them up. Plus, I'm always kind of going up against the automation sometimes, so I want to make sure mine aren't going out the same time the automations are.
Yep. And, James, I'm glad you brought that up because what you just brought up, I think, is applicable to everyone in the room. When you're in conversation with the lead, and obviously this lead doesn't want us. Christy doesn't want to hang out with us. That's fine. But let's say I am looking forward to a future appointment here, and let's see. I want to say, there it is. All right. So notice here, guys, this little schedule button. So if it's Sunday and you're looking at your week ahead and you know that you want to text someone, you want to message someone, or they say, hey, can you follow up with me later on this afternoon? And they say, well, can you send me a text before you call? Because, I'm at work and, I got to do da-da-da-da. Okay, no worries. I'm going to click on the little schedule button right there, and I can schedule this text message out. And you can do the same thing with email. So I'm glad you mentioned that, James. I think that's very applicable to a lot of people. Now, automations is a lot, so I'm going to skip to sites. Okay. Sites, this is, if you guys are paying for any kind of web builder right now, I would highly suggest that you cancel it. Not because our web builder is free, but because our web builder is awesome. Okay. You can create a ton of funnels. If you want to use AI to create your funnel, if I want, let's just say Fit Family Homes, and I want to say real estate agent. Next, I want to get more appointments. I want my content to look, let's say, professional. Now it's going to generate a landing page for me. And the websites, guys, you have access to them, and you can connect your own domains. There's not like an extra charge or anything for the websites. And we're going to wait for this to load up. While it's doing that, let's go back here. And let's take a look at the templates that we have to choose from. All right, so if I want to choose real estate, I can look at all of these different templates. Obviously, you got to swap out some info. But who's ever seen a website like this before? You know, so in a matter of minutes, you can have your own website set up, put together, if that's something you want to work on. All right, so for an event, okay, boom, here it is. Find your perfect health-oriented family home today. That's funny, Fit Family Homes. That's their logo, that's their team, Josh and Kelly Wheelock, Fit Family Homes. So the AI took the healthy part. Healthy home journey, that's funny. It's just populated in a matter of seconds. All right. Look at this. What makes you guys unique? What's the answer? We specialize in properties that enhance your family's health and lifestyle, focusing on wellness-oriented living spaces. That's cool. This was just made up, like a matter of seconds, right? So that's funnels. That's funnels. You guys have the opportunity to create your own funnels. There's a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of things that you can do here. You can even, if you wanted to, create a split test. So if, let's just say you have, you want to split test whether a CMA offer, you know, how much can my property sell for in today's market, or a maybe a cash offer. Maybe you're targeting homeowners, and so you want to see which one is getting the best results, offering them a CMA or offering them a cash offer, so that I can come in and educate them on why cash offers only get accepted 5% of the time. So far, am I making sense, guys, or what I'm talking about? Okay. All right. So funnels, the difference between funnels and websites, funnels, you can have multiple steps, and it makes it very easy for the person to go to the next step. So you don't have to like set up any automations or anything like that. Websites, you can have, you know, like a whole branch of, you know, blog articles, and there's a lot more diversity that you can have in a website. Webinars, you guys have the opportunity to use webinars. So if I want to create a webinar, I can have an on-demand webinar, or I can have a live webinar. So Hope, if you are planning this, you know, virtually, choose live webinar. I'm going to pick my date and time. I'm going to pick, you know, I don't know, I'm just picking random stuff for example purposes, guys. Let's see, google.com. And for the registration page, maybe I want DIY home remodel. I don't know. All right. And now, in a matter of seconds, it built out your entire webinar page for you. Okay. And if you guys are familiar with other drag and drop, web builders, it's the exact same. If you're familiar with those, KV Core, Lofty, or any one of the, dozens out there, very similar to drag and drop. You can move things around if you want to. Really, really straightforward stuff. All right. And then if you have an assistant, just tell your assistant, hey, this is drag and drop stuff. Really straightforward, right? Okay. So we just made a fake webinar. Now notice also that it's added multiple pages. It's got my registration page, it's got my confirmation page, and it's got my broadcast page, the one that I'll run ads to. So why would I want three unique steps? Well, if I have 3 unique steps, I can actually see who visited what over here in the stats. So I can actually see if, okay, so I have a 20% opt-in rate, or maybe I have a 5% opt-in rate. The reason why that's important, guys, if we have a 3% opt-in rate and all funnel metrics stay the same, but if we and we get that opt-in rate from 3% to 6%, do you guys know how much more leads we're going to get? Any guesses? We're going from 3% to 6%. It's not a trick question, I promise.
Minimum to double, you double it up at least, I would think.
It's 100% true. If all funnel metrics stay the same, if we just went from 3% to 6%, we just doubled our lead flow. So if you're asking yourself, like, okay, so these are all really cool, but why is the stats important? Why is this, view important? That's because we need to know what we can improve on, what we can measure. So that's our webinar. Analytics, you can see how many people are visiting your page, how many people are opting in. Blogs for SEO. Forms, if you guys have opt-ins. Now here's a big one. And there's a lot of use cases with this one. Oh my gosh, we got 5 minutes left. Time is really flying. QR codes. I just did this with one of my partners, and where we created a QR code for when people checked into his local event. What use cases could you think of for a QR code? Well, maybe someone scans my QR code and they visit my website. Maybe they scan that QR code and they leave me a review on Zillow or a review on Google. Maybe they scan that QR code and they get a phone call from me, or it immediately makes a phone call out. Maybe they scan that QR code and they get a text message. Maybe they scan the QR code and get an email. Maybe they scan the QR code and get a payment link or a WhatsApp message, or they get sent to one of your funnels, or they get sent to one of your forums, or one of your surveys, or one of your quizzes, or one of your profile cards.
One of your listings.
What was that?
Can you set it up for one of your listings?
Yeah. You got if you got the MLS link, yeah, absolutely. So if you want to create a QR code, I'll say a V card. All right, let's say Josh test contact card. Next, look at this. It's giving me the option to put in my own details. So as soon as someone scans that QR code, they're going to have the ability to download my information. And if you have an iPhone, like all these fields are going to be updated, right? Have you ever saved a contact? Like, has someone ever shared a contact with you? You look at their contact and it's just like decked with you got their social media, you got their LinkedIn, you got all those things. That's impressive. And I think it's really cool. So that's just one use case. Also, you want to throw in an image, throw in a picture. Sorry, I know I'm zooming out a bunch. So I fill this information out, and as soon as someone fills out that QR code, they immediately get my contact details, right? There are so many use cases for this. So many use cases. So we can send them to a website, review link. We can get them to call us. We can get them to send us a text message. We can get them to send us an email. We can get them to pay us. Send them a WhatsApp message. Add them to a funnel to connect. We can connect them to a funnel. Connect them to a form, a survey, a quiz, a profile card, or a business card. Oh, I like this business card. Look at that. You can even have your own hours, social media links. Oh, come on, somebody. This is so freaking awesome. 2025, here we are. Wow. So who can see some like reasons why this might be important? Right? So my goal for you guys today was I know this, I was jumping around and I was clicking really fast, and I know I was showing some stuff that I've never shown you guys before. But my goal, my intention from this call today was that I sparked enough interest that you guys will click around and figure it out. When you guys who's got an iPhone?
Nope.
Andres, like, Team Android, I'll say. When we got our iPhone, I don't remember it coming with a manual. Like we just clicked around, we started figuring stuff out, we start, getting curious about it. And so that was my goal today is to show you guys enough about the technology just to spark your interest, to begin clicking around on it, figuring some of the stuff out, see if there's, things that you could use. If on a random Tuesday, you're like, I wish I could get my Google My Business reviews up. Let's talk about it next week. There's a whole review section here that you can set up. Google My Business, Google Business Page Optimization. A lot of cool stuff you can do in this technology. And what I want you guys to do is just to poke around. So, all right. That was a lot. I see 3 comments in there. That is cool. Open house. Yeah. Oh yeah. Dan, definitely. QR code for an open house. Instead of having a sign-in sheet, imagine if someone scanned your QR code and immediately opted in. Ooh, even better. What if you scan that QR code, they opt in, and then the ISA calls them? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Well, next week we'll talk about how you can do that. All right. Next Tuesday. Tomorrow is What's Working Wednesday. Andres, do we have Sarah Jordan?
I'm gonna have Sarah Jordan or Alex Jaramillo on board tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna confirm with them, and if anything, have a backup plan again, right? Let's video it.
I was gonna say maybe we could double book them.
But I was gonna say, Sean, thank you for the Tech Tuesday. I think putting this together have really sparked interest into what's available to us as agents in the within our reach in the CRM. Right, a lot of these little details that are repetitive that we do on a day-to-day basis, and yet we're not taking advantage of the automations that we can set up through the CRM. And even though we could use multiple CRMs, it's a matter of using what's available, right? Because we could use one thing for this, one thing for that, but at the end of the day, we have to use them. But opening the door and spiking interest into these little details, I think is great. For us as agents to, start implementing, start playing around with it.
Absolutely. Guys, who feels like they knew a little bit more than they knew coming into today's call about the tech?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Wanted to make sure I kept my promise. Between now and next Tuesday, guys, here's what I want you to think, all right? I want you to think there's no such thing as an automation impossibility, okay? For the next week, I want you to think about things that you're doing on a consistent basis that you don't want to do, okay? What do I mean by that? I don't want to remind people that I have an appointment today, or I don't want to remind, every time I get maybe an Instagram message or a Facebook message, I would like to get a text message because I don't check Facebook or Instagram, and I don't want to miss a message. And so I don't want to have to constantly check Instagram just to see my messages. So I'd like to get a text message every time an Instagram DM comes in. You could set that up. Hey, I don't want to miss a time or a chance when someone comments on my Facebook or on my Instagram. That's an automation that we can set up together. I want to get an email when this happens, or I want this person to be notified when this occurs. So what I want you guys to be thinking over the next week, and this is what we're going to be, I'll follow up with you guys on Monday, but I want to pick at least 1 or 2 use cases that I can use as an example, because you, like, hope if I set something up for you, I know Mark's going to get value from it. I know Andres is going to, get value from it. Being able to see, the entire setup from end to end. And I want you guys to just think about, what are the things I'm doing that I wish could be automated? And I want you guys to come up with like the craziest things in the next week. Okay. And with that, that's all I have for you guys today. All right. All right, guys, keep being awesome. I'll see you tomorrow and on Thursday for live call transfer review Thursday, and on Friday for our CEO Power Hour. All right. All the love. Keep being awesome.